Welcome everyone, you are listening to and perhaps watching Hot Sauce Sports. I always forget to hit the clock, so my co-host Terry Tam does it for me. How's it going, Terry?
You sound like an announcer at a strip bar.
I've had several cigars today.
Does it for me.
Here comes Candice J to the stage.
Here comes Candice. She likes to fold her clothes triangularly.
That does get me extra erect.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
If you can fold very well, it's mind blowing because I'm a terrible folder.
First thing,
I'm a terrible folder.
When people ask me, are you an ass guy or like a boob guy? I say, how does she fold her clothes? Because that's all that matters.
I actually was upset. I didn't
terrible.
work retail as a kid because I actually don't fold clothes well at home. And I'm like, how does this fit in the drawer? God damn it.
How do I do this?
Dude, if it wasn't for my wife, all of my clothes would be just in a rumpled heap, and I would just iron what I'm gonna wear.
I've been over to your house before you were dating her. It's true.
Yes. Yeah. I if it wasn't for my girlfriend, I don't think I'd be able to look for clothes that weren't in my dryer or my hamper.
Yeah. Well, I used to have a clean hamper and a dirty hamper. Clean hamper that's the clothes that are clean.
Yeah, exactly. But
I'll just pull it out, iron it, put it on.
Usually they're just in the dryer for me. And if I don't need them and I need to do another load, then I just throw the stuff in the hamper, even though I haven't worn them.
Another single guy thing I used to do all the time was I would do a load of laundry, forget them there for 6 days, have to rewash the same clothes.
No, but so I learned that the hard way. I did that with towels once, and they stunk, or like mold or whatever. It's because it really gets in there.
You have to buy new towels.
So I dried them. They smelled. It still smelled. I washed them. Smell went away a little bit. I had to wash them, do the whole process again. So I washed them a total 4 times just to finally get the smell.
And you got charged $400 of electricity. Eagle, what were you gonna say?
Really? It takes that much?
I was going to say, you don't even have to wash your clothes. You just got to go to our merch booth and just take something out and wear that for the day, and then take another thing out, and then take another thing out. Yeah. And you can sell them. Nobody cares.
I mean, I tried to
stop
all
being
the time,
profitable very quickly.
But I ran out of double extra large T-shirts. Yeah, so I can't wear any of the merch stuff.
So as long as you don't wear double extra large, we have merch for sale.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, $25 a shirt, $40 a hoodie. This is one of the hoodies.
Same with our branded double XL condoms. Terry's got all those.
Yeah, so it's a mold of my junk.
How does someone get our merch?
You can message us on Instagram. I'm actually in the process of putting them up on the website, but for now on this batch, message me on Instagram or Facebook, or if you're a friend with me on Facebook, just text me or whatever it is. $25 a T-shirt, $40 for a hoodie.
Awesome. The New York Giants continue to fall into football folly. They have been one of the most respected teams in the history of the NFL. And it's bad because my dad's a huge Giants fan, but I'm starting to laugh at them. Like in the Dave Gettleman era, they're becoming the Browns. They're becoming the joke of the league.
Like I was telling you before the show, it's like we're watching like an iceberg melting and like separating and just like sinking into the bottom of the ship.
Yep.
We're watching that slowly happen with the Giants. Like, okay, we bought computers, or now we have a guy that understands computers.
Yeah.
And
they hired an eagle.
They hired an eagle, and then
are we the Giants?
They traded their first pick for a random guy.
Yeah.
They traded for
DeAndre Baker, who's going to be arraigned and going to go to court for holding up someone at a gunpoint during quarantine.
Some people say you drafted a running back when you could have drafted a quarterback first overall. I mean,
but Saquon's thighs.
Gettleman still hasn't figured out internet is the thing.
Mm-hmm. He thinks it's a passing fad, to be fair.
Yeah, he thinks it's like, I'll just wait for it to go away.
And the latest thing, though,
not realizing that every time he talks to somebody, it's on the internet.
Yeah, of course.
Can't figure that out.
Though. In the latest turn of events, new coach Joe Judge is doing the same thing Romeo Crennel did, the same thing Charlie Weiss did. All the Belichick sidekicks who never amount to anything, they come in.
Whoa! You bite your fucking tongue about Charlie Weiss. That man is a beautiful specimen.
He is neither of those things.
He is a beautiful human being.
If he's a specimen, they need to contaminate the petri jar. They need to make sure that we don't create another Charlie Weiss.
I love Charlie Weiss. When he went to Notre Dame, I was like, he's so cute, man. He's so cute. Look at you see him?
He is like a big bear, like a big.
He's like I just want to like the scene in The Waterboy when he's not intimidated by somebody. So Charlie Weiss, I'm really not intimidated by you. Where's my camera?
There's only one camera.
Yeah.
It's
true. Yeah, it's been like this for a long time.
Yeah.
Social distance podcast.
That's what I want to do to Charlie Weiss.
Yeah.
So Can you imagine them having like coaching and staff meetings over Zoom during the whole pandemic? Like trying to get them on the phone together, and the guy's like, how does this work? Like for sure he didn't do it. They just put him in a room and said, okay, talk.
Well, I'm pretty sure there was like under that giant desk that Gettleman had during the quarantine draft. He had like an eagle hiding under that would pop up to like as soon as they were off camera, punch in his stuff. But yeah, so Joe Judge,
So old.
he's doing the thing where basically
His brain is so old.
he's got guys running laps when they make mistakes. He's had coaches running laps. And now Terry, a guy who was on the Giants coaching staff, a guy who's had to run laps this week, Freddie Kitchens. Does anybody look less ready to run
Oh
laps?
my God. I think Freddie Kitchens, if you've seen how much blood is in his head,
Yeah.
as soon as he starts running, all that blood is gone in
Yeah.
his head. It's going to be into his heart, and he's going to have a heart attack.
I would watch a horror movie starring Freddie Kitchens called Bloodhead.
Yeah.
I would watch Bloodhead.
He's going to have a heart attack
Yeah, very soon.
very soon.
Like they need to stop. Joe Judge. Thing is, these hard nosed coaches and stuff. The thing that's not talked about often with Bill Belichick is players love the guy.
Yeah.
They don't just respect him; they love him.
Yeah.
He's a guy who finds ways to connect with people,
Yeah.
and a lot of his proteges don't do that. Tom Coughlin learned that the hard way, right? Like
Yeah,
remember
true.
finding guys for being early for meetings, right?
Yeah.
He found a way to turn it around, and over time, he earned the respect and love of his players, right? And so I
love
feel
that
like
logic.
that's
I
a
love-
step that's missed often with a lot of the Belichick proteges.
I loved his logic when you'd find people early for coming to meetings. The guy was they're both of these guys together. Their brains were so old,
Mhm.
but they weren't that old. You
Yeah.
know what I mean at the time. Well, Tom Coughlin was probably like 60.
Yeah, but like he looked 90.
He's always
To be
looked-
fair though, he looks the same.
he's always looked 90.
The key to aging well is looking old young.
So like Jerry Jones didn't age well, even though he's when he was 40 he looked 60. He never looked less than 60.
Yeah.
Where Tom Coughlin always looks 90.
So like he was prepared. Jerry Jones was prepared for COVID because he's basically always been wearing a mask. Right? It's
Exactly.
just straight up plastic surgery.
Yeah.
He's got more plastic in his face than skin. But Terry, we got a lot to talk about, so let's get to it. We have an interview coming up with Brouillette,
Marc-Olivier.
of ex-Alouettes and potential future CFL commissioner. We'll talk to him about that, and we'll also talk to him about underwear. But we'll get to that later. For now, Terry, it's the news. La, 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 la. Terry, it's the news.
So I don't know what you do with your meat, but I like to rub mine.
I always rub my meat. I rub my meat before I got here. It's why I got here late.
Okay, so what do you use to rub your meat? Because my hand isn't good anymore, and I've used salt and pepper, and it bleeds.
I need to make sure my meat's well lubricated,
Yeah.
but also well seasoned.
Okay.
And I turn to Mike's barbecue sauce.
You almost fucked it up. Mike's
Yeah.
BBQ.
Mike's barbecue.
rub.
Name the site where people can find Mike's barbecue because I love his ghost pepper sauce. We've talked about it.
Right here.
The bourbon ghost pepper, delicious.
Yeah.
More
Truffle
heat than you think.
mustard.
Yeah, they
Looks
just launched the
good.
truffle mustard. The promo code doesn't work on the truffle mustard yet, but it will. Promo code is hot sauce 10 as you can see on your screen. Hot
At
sauce 10 for
Mike's
10%
BBQ
off.
Rub MTL,
Mike's BBQ Rub MTL.com.
home
Yeah.
of La
The
Sauce.
best sauce in town. Last sauce barbecue sauce.
Do
Absolutely.
you guys not
right.
know how to do reads?
It's not my
No,
job.
but
to
I
read.
do the same read all the time, and I do it twice a week for a weekly sauce. So I was like, let me change it up a bit. So let
Yeah,
me-
absolutely. But it was more organic this way because we were talking about
Yeah.
our meat.
Nobody forgot this week? We're all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
The
Forgot
Washington football team.
Forgot to rub their meat.
Oh no, I'm good.
The Washington football team is trying to make strides. I don't know what to do with this. Jason Wright hired as the president of the Washington football team. He is African American. This is a team that for a long time has had issues. For example, having their team name that offended a lot of people. They refused to change it. They were in the news most recently for a whole bunch of sex scandals in the Washington Post. That article is lengthy, but definitely worth the read.
Worth
if
the read.
you like getting into some of the nasty stuff that happens in areas where there's a lot of money, whether it's
Yeah.
Hollywood, professional sports, so on and so forth. Definitely worth a read. I mean, so the thing is, where this is always dangerous is this, it's a positive move, absolutely. I would assume Jason Wright is qualified for his job.
Yeah.
One would hope that the Washington football team is not doing this for publicity, but rather hiring someone who is black, but also very competent.
So I think that it's perfect. It's perfect fitting for society nowadays. Not necessarily. I mean, I think the move is the best move they could have made at this point. You know what I mean? It's like this team was about to be canceled pretty much. Like I know it'd be impossible to cancel a football team that's so protected by the NFL, but this team was about to be culturally canceled, and I think this move helped them a little bit. And Dan Snyder doesn't look like an ultimate fucking idiot. I think that Jason Wright is probably the best man for the job. I don't know anybody else that. I mean, I'm not in that circle, so I can't tell you this guy was better. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, short of stealing Ozzie Newsome from
Exactly.
Baltimore Ravens,
Exactly.
right?
It's tough, but I think that it's good. It's the right move for the NFL. I mean, I think people's voices are finally being heard, and the best man's going to get the job at all times. And if Jason Wright's the best man, he's the best man.
And for a long time, the face of white privilege in the NFL was Ray Skins, GM.
Basically denying.
Well, no, but Bruce Allen was terrible.
Yeah.
For a long time
Yeah.
and got to keep his job.
Yeah.
And I'm curious to see if Jason Wright is as bad for as long and whether or not he'll have the same leash.
So, I mean, it's good for them. I think that finally they took a step in the right move, in the right direction, and Dan Snyder doesn't look like a total fucking idiot, even though he is an idiot. It's good, man. It's a good move. I can't deny it.
Is it just me, or I'm not particularly excited about football for some reason?
I am, but because I think we're so immune to surprises with this virus that, and especially what happened with the NBA and now the MLB. Well, the NBA was just at first, you know what I mean? So, but I think they've handled it perfectly. When the MLB, they've decided to status quo, we're going to play our games at our places, and so many people are getting the virus. And the NFL right now, they haven't said that they're going to have any hub cities or anything like that. So
Jerry Jones wants fans.
Yeah, he wants fans. So I mean,
in Texas, where it's like the hub of disease, right?
So my biggest fear is that the season will start. I think we're not that excited, only because we don't know that something shit might happen.
No, the reason why you guys aren't excited is because you're degenerate gamblers, and it's going to be a clusterfuck this year.
That's
Actually,
also
I'm
true.
not a degenerate gambler. I'm I'm a decent gambler.
So secretly in the shower, as I was getting ready for the show, I was thinking about it. I was like, man, fantasy's going to be hard. Man, daily fantasy's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Man, like, we're going to have to ride like gambling lines minutes before the game. Like,
Oh my God.
what time do players get cleared for COVID?
Exactly,
Is there a way
yeah.
to get early information before the lines change?
Because football, and it's not like hockey. Hockey you can bet on the morning of. Islanders are playing the Capitals today. Let me put $50 in the Islanders. In football, it's like in the morning you don't get anything. So Tom Brady cannot play.
Yeah.
And against it could be against the second best team if they're the best team. So it's like it's so vital that you need to be on point all the time. That I think it's going to be a clusterfuck for gamblers, for real gamblers anyway.
I wonder if like Vegas is going to be fed information before the public. Like if, for example, if Tom Brady is not playing, do they feed that information to Vegas before feeding it to the public?
I think that Vegas is going to be able to get that information, not necessarily that they're going to feed it.
So they have like spies.
Yeah, they're going to have their guys. Vegas has their guys everywhere.
Because I'm not a gambler, are there actually any rules preventing insider knowledge or anything when it comes to odds and setting stuff?
there is. Yeah, there is. It has to, because there's something with.
Well, the NBA had a huge crisis where they had a referee.
Yeah,
who
but
was
that's the
shaving
NBA.
points.
I'm
You know
talking
what I
about
mean?
the
No,
NFL.
he's talking
or
about
if there's,
the
guidelines.
announcements. Yeah, is there guidelines that announcing you're injured? I think it has to come from the team. And the team releases it to the media, not necessarily the player. So the player can't reveal that he's injured to any media members or something like that along those lines. Because there was something that happened.
But if Vegas happens to know early or whatever it is that considered like fine?
Well, they have to prove. They have to prove where they
Right.
where it comes from. They have to prove that there's any sort of breach. Who gave you the information. So I think that's where it probably happens a lot more than we think.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
And the
but
people
now
just
it's
don't
actually
get
going to make
caught.
like a huge difference.
Yeah, a huge
right? 'Cause it's like,
impact,
okay,
yeah.
like you're questionable or you're day to day,
Yeah,
you're
for sure.
game
I think if they
time.
see
Like,
lots of money move in one direction all at once, that'll look suspicious and that'll be worthy of an investigation. But it's definitely going to be tough. It's gonna make it tough. The other thing too is, this morning I walked outside and the air was kind of crisp, and I remember that day every year. Every year I walk outside, and it's the first day that it's not oppressively hot.
Oh, that was today.
Yeah, it was today.
It's true. Yeah.
And that's usually the day where I'm like, oh man, football, and it's coming.
Okay.
But like now,
It does. It is starting to smell like football for me, like practice and stuff. Which
but
means
we never
NFL
have.
also.
But Ted, we never have like the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs same time. Okay, we have baseball like
Yeah.
normal now, but even baseball feels super urgent now in a way it doesn't usually at this time
Yeah,
of
it's
year.
true. It's a good point.
It's really, really, really interesting. So that's probably what's contributing to it for me. Baseball itself has had one of its fake controversies.
Yes.
Fernando Tatis went. He swung in a 3-0 count. Apparently, this is. I've been watching baseball my whole life. I didn't know this was an unwritten rule. Maybe write your fucking rules down.
Exactly. I was gonna say, how do you know about an unwritten rule?
And then this happened. Well, Eagle, I didn't
Oh
say
my
that because
goodness.
Eagle.
Play back.
You should have paid attention.
Because I didn't see this part. I only saw the home run.
So Fernando Tatis then apologized for hitting a grand slam on a 3-0 count when the team was up by 7 runs. And then after apologizing, did this with the Padres up again the next day.
Third base is Tatis, and they get him. Frazier applies the tag, and they're coming off the field here. Are the Rangers? We'll see.
Yeah.
They walked off the field.
You know what? Even
They walked off the field?
Well, I think it was at the third out.
wow, tough to tell on
okay,
that one, Donnie.
Yeah,
Huh?
I don't know.
This is
Here
funny
we go.
though. I don't hate it, man. I mean, okay.
Oh, no.
Safe.
He is now
Oh, wow.
safe. So, call stands.
What a he's so fucking good too.
And you can see the score, 6-0, right?
Yeah.
Like,
He's
so
so fucking good, man.
I love. So I hate fake apologies, right?
I think I'm
I hate when teams force guys to make apologies,
I think
and
I'm
like it's fake. And then Tatis does that yesterday, and now, but what I love is he shows us all it truly was a fake apology because fuck you, I'm stealing third.
But like I don't understand. Okay, so the stealing to rub it in. Okay, I understand why that's bad, but we shouldn't have this problem
can we-
because it
no,
shouldn't
but-
be
no, but
bad
even
to hit a
then-
home run.
Okay, so out of all the sports, right? If you're in the NBA, the NHL,
I know what you're gonna say. You're
anything
right.
like that,
You're
there's
right.
a clock, right? There's only so many opportunities you're gonna have to score in the rest of the game. So it comes to
You
a
wanna
point
run
where you
it
say
up, yeah.
this game's done, right? It doesn't matter what's gonna happen at this point onwards. The game's done. In the MLB, you can have an inning and you score fucking 20 runs. So score as many as you can every single time you can and jam it down their throats for all I care.
It's absolutely dumb. The thing I hate about it though is actually one step further. I mean, to get a little meta here, I went through my Twitter feed and all these journalists are complaining about, oh man, the people who support this are the worst. People who support these unwritten rules, but like they're screaming into a cloud because there's nobody who actually defends this, right? Other than the 2 managers and like a couple players on the team,
Yeah.
nobody's actually bothered by players breaking these unwritten rules. There's not journalists who defend it anymore.
It's
Those
true.
all died off in the 60s. I
But even
imagine.
like with Bautista when he flipped the bat, everybody got mad at him. Like, what's wrong?
but who actually got mad, Terry?
The other team and
Yeah.
and baby fucking people. Oh, it's disrespecting the game. How is it disrespecting the game? It's bringing people to your game.
Yeah, but I don't.
It's not like he's
but I
whipping
think-
out his dick and he's fucking.
But it's a fake controversy because I feel like for every one person who says it's disrespecting the game, there's hundreds of people being like, "That's
fuck you."
awesome."
But people, there's still a percentage there. There's still a number of people
It's the
complaining.
same people that said, "Oh, after you score a touchdown, you shouldn't dance," right? And there's that one year where they penalized everyone, and it was
Yeah.
like, "Well, this fucking sucks."
It's
Like,
boring. No fun league.
It's no fun. Yeah,
No fun
exactly.
league.
Like let them enjoy the game. Let them play. Let people let it drive controversy. Right? Kick the old men out of their stupid club. Bring the young folks in, and we'll rerun
But dude,
the world.
the worst
Yeah.
is like the pitcher who's like in his 20s, who then throws behind the next batter because of the unwritten rule.
Gets suspended.
Where does he learn that? What is this guy who wasn't alive for the era that they're talking about learn that this is disrespectful to the game? That's stupid. It's so dumb.
It's so fucking backwards. It's like in golf too. I mean, there's so many small rules that like, listen, we know that this sport is old. Stop making it feel old.
Yeah, like Terry was talking like, "Oh, Pease, you can't be talking on my backstroke. Oh, Pease,
Well,
you
that's
can't
just
be,
common courtesy.
you can't be slamming beers and throwing them down while I'm swinging." Jesus,
You can't be fucking taking fucking cold shots, whatever they're called. Is that what it is? The shotgun. You can't shotgun beers while I'm in my backswing.
Listen, man.
While I'm putting, you can't spill beer in the hole.
you
You can't.
thought that would make you better. You thought that would make you better. The NBA playoffs have arrived, and it's been kind of awesome, to be honest. Usually you don't get a lot of surprises, but the 2 surprises that shocked the NBA world yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before,
Yeah.
was the Lakers losing their first game to the Portland Trailblazers, and the Orlando Magic surprising the your boys, the Bucks.
What happened, man? But the thing is like
So the Lakers had a
No.
legendarily terrible shooting day.
exactly, yeah. It was.
They went 5 for 31
I was gonna say it
three-pointers.
was like 10%.
And they, in their open 3-pointers, which is judged by 3-pointers where there's not a defender within 6 feet,
Yeah.
they went 2 of 16. Since they started tracking that stat, that's the worst performance by an NBA team.
And I'm not worried. I mean, the only thing with the Lakers is that you can't drop a game against the Portland Trailblazers.
Especially since the Portland Trailblazers are terrible on defense.
Exactly. That's another thing.
Like, not only is Melo starting for you, but he's old Melo starting.
Yeah, exactly. He's not even like, okay, let me try and make this run and I'll come back.
The Lakers were terrible in transition, which is
That's
their game. They couldn't score against a terrible defense. It doesn't worry me so much for this round, but it worries me absolutely moving forward.
I mean, I don't think I shouldn't be too worried. I think the Lakers they'll get used to it. I mean, they've only played 8 games, right, in the last whatever 8 games, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, 8 games.
They've only played 8 games, right, in the last like 5 months. So I mean, I'm not too worried about it, and I think Portland's a very good team. And they were playing. The thing is about Portland right now, they've been in elimination basketball for a while,
and
so
Portland's
they're kind of
not
like they have like a little bit of momentum.
They're not a true 8 seed in that there's no actual home court advantage.
Exactly.
Right? They're a shooting team, and we talked about last week how anecdotally we've heard that the sight lines when an empty stadium is much better than shooting in a stadium full of people.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, this is a team that didn't have Nurkic the entire season.
Yeah.
Melo was out of shape the entire season.
Yeah.
Melo comes back looking better than he's looked in years.
Amazing.
Nurkic is healthy.
Yeah.
So now you have a team that's probably would have been a 4 or 5 seed.
Nurkic wouldn't have made it to the playoffs.
Absolutely not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're now playing as the 1 seed. You've penalized. Not only do you have two, you don't have Ray J. Rondo, you don't have Avery Bradley, both very good defensive point guards to guard Damian Lillard. So it forces LeBron out to guard Damian Lillard. It's not a great matchup for the Lakers.
I don't think so because LeBron, as good as a defender he does a lot of his work within the key, within the 3-point line. He's not
he's a good switching defender,
Exactly,
which doesn't matter when the guy pulls up from half court and makes a 3-pointer.
Exactly, because he's very rangy, right? He takes one step and he's on the other side of the key, so he can do those. He can switch out, but. With like you said with Lillard is like he's gonna shoot from anywhere, and just gonna get in. So now with sorry, you go.
So what you're saying is the Lakers should have kept Lonzo Ball as like the depth guy to do.
No, I think they
didn't predict the pandemic.
I think they got some good things for Lonzo Ball, realistically, but I think it was a good trade both sides
because they got Anthony Davis. Who did not play well in this game. LeBron James, by the way, went 23, 17, and 16 in a loss at 35 years old.
It doesn't fucking make sense. So on the other side, on the east side, I mean, the Bucks playing against Orlando. So now my point was you can't drop games to the Portland Trailblazers. You can drop a game against the Orlando Magic because you'll make it back.
The thing that I'm not worried about the Bucks this season. The Bucks kind of feel like when LeBron first got to the Heat and they're missing perimeter shooters and they weren't a complete team. Right now, did they
win that year?
Well, not that first year, no.
No, they lost the first
year.
They
eventually got Ray Allen, who made the shot.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, that's the whole thing, is they needed someone to be able to knock down those shots. And Bledsoe and Milton are fine shooters, but they're guys who create more off the dribble than guys who are spot-up shooters.
They're not Ray Allen. They're not They're not catch-and-shoot guys.
But then you have this monster in Giannis. And what they did, the Magic is clutter the paint as much as possible and shoot over the tall defenders from range.
Yeah.
And that's what they did. And I don't think they'll win the series at all. But then, like, up next, they're likely going to face, for example, the Heat or the Pacers, who are much better shooting teams than the Magic are, who are, especially in the case of the Heat, they have the length to match up.
I mean, with Hero and buckets, I mean, they can shoot from anywhere.
Absolutely. And defensively having Bam Adebayo, who's a freak athlete who can... He doesn't match up particularly well against Giannis because nobody does, but he does as well as anybody, right?
And then you look at the Pacers, where I mean, Oladipo is their second best scorer.
But
right
it's
now.
a broken Oladipo to be fair. If he's healthy, I'd be more compelled.
No, but just to say is that he's second and he's not great. So and he's not fully healthy. So you realize that they're only top heavy, but they play such well defensively that they can take their chances. They take their threes like Houston does.
Because that was a good game. Honestly, the Heat Pacers game was legit a fun game to watch.
It was a great game. I watched 2 Houston games in the last couple of weeks. And they do, like I said last week, I think they do not like going inside the 3-point line. And every time Shea Harden touches the key, it's like he's allergic to it, and he kicks it back out every single time.
It's the ugliest basketball I've ever seen.
But it fucking works, man, and it's annoying.
Look, Mike D'Antoni's a good coach, man. Every time he builds a system around the players he has, and it works, but it's ugly.
He's a good coach, man. He's a very good coach, and it's working for them. But it's like you said, it's ugly. And now I look at it with Indiana Pacers. How long is T.J. Warren going to be on the streak he is? I mean, he's going to end up playing against a good defensive player like Buckets, and Jimmy Butler's going to be able to,
Well, that's what's been the case
exactly so far. You know what I mean?
In the play-in games as well as the
so I mean,
the playoff
T.J. Warren, like you've alluded to in other episodes, that he's mostly a defensive guy. It was a good trade to come when he came from Phoenix, but they need Oladipo to score. They need Bogdanovich. They need Turner to really clean everything up. But they're not getting it from those guys. They're relying on T.J. Warren to score more points than everybody else.
The Mavs were relying,
and I'm a Pacers fan.
The Mavs were relying on Porzingis,
Yeah.
who suffered an ejection. Before you play it, Eagle, let me cue up the clip. Radio professionals, come on, man. I saw your thumb.
So you guys give me shit when I don't have it ready, and
Yeah.
now I'm like,
Just
oh,
have it
come
ready,
on.
But let me cue it. The first foul was an automatic. It's something that happens automatically in the NBA when you fist pump after a big play. You can't make an air fist
What?
pump. Yeah. You can't punch the air.
You can't even do this?
So
You can't do Tiger
like
Woods?
aggressively punch the air because
Oh, they just go.
I think a couple years ago, like a ref got clocked.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Because the court,
It's
like,
true. It's a highlight, man. They show it every year.
You have to think about how big these guys are.
Top 10 times the ref got too involved.
Yeah, like you have to think about how big these guys are
Yeah,
and how
dude.
long their arms
Yeah,
are, right? So
yeah.
like when they swing, it's a big deal. So first thing is,
It's
a
not only
team-
that, is they're swinging at your head.
Yeah.
Because all basketball refs, for some reason, as knowledgeable as they are about the game, they're all 5'3" for some reason.
Well, they're not actually. They're actually 6'4", but next to Porzingis, they look like they're 5'3". But yeah, he got
He got teed up for that.
which again, it's an automatic call. But then this happened, and this is what caused Porzingis to leave the game late in the fourth quarter.
So Doncic and Morris. Morris is a fucking rat, huh?
Yeah, he's kind of the worst.
Maybe he said something. Maybe he dropped like a word not to be said. I don't think his teammates would be on his side if he did say that.
Yeah,
I mean, so far I've only seen, yeah,
he's involved. As you can
involved.
see.
Yeah, okay, push him out, whatever. But is okay. Can I say this? Is when you have your first technical, your leash is a little shorter on your second.
So, but
Because I've seen guys get huge first technicals and it's a very small, because it's like, listen, you're
But
on
not usually
probation,
the
don't
playoffs,
fuck
though.
around. You're in the play.
like
I
usually
get it.
playoffs, like
I
Draymond
wouldn't have
Green,
given
it
it to
took
him.
him punching a guy in the dick to get his second technical.
I wouldn't have
since
given
you
it
guys
to him.
mentioned-
Grammar and spelling?
This is the actual reason why they put in this rule, because Carlos Boozer.
Yeah,
That was the one.
exactly.
I couldn't think of Boozer's name. Thank you.
Strong move in the lane and had enough to get it to go. Fist pumps and almost punched Dan Crawford, who was making the foul call.
Crawford's got a big smile on his face. He's taking
He took it in the ribs, though, man.
Really good.
That's Father Will's buddy.
He ate it, man. He ate
It's
it.
the Carlos Boozer rule.
We
The
had a nice
Boozy rule.
chat before the game
No, I
today.
know you did.
I love Carlos.
Yeah, he was awesome.
Pretty
He was
fun
such a good
stuff.
player.
And you see Booze with the spin move against Dirk.
wristed that in.
He did get it.
Alone.
So, but like Carlos Boozer, by the way, all-time guy whose name looks like his face.
He does look like a boozer.
Yeah, his
He
face,
does look like
face
a
and
boozer.
name match so well. But yeah, so in this game, Luka Doncic.
It's almost as if your name was teacher,
Doncic. Yeah, pretty much.
principal,
Doncic.
P's vice principale,
Yeah,
vice
essentially.
principale.
So Doncic goes off. I don't know how you stop that guy, by the way, because
No.
he's incredible.
Doesn't
But
work.
he goes off and they lose the game just because Porzingis is not there to help close out the game. And I agree with you, the short leash and the league description of what happened was he agitated the situation,
Which is true.
and they can't, which is true, but it just seems like a weird thing late in the game to call, right?
Like, look at hockey. Hockey refs are notorious for letting things go that
Late in
would-
games, yeah.
would not late in games in the playoffs
In
that
playoffs,
would
for sure.
never be let go in the regular season. So it's like. It's crazy, and none of the teams complain because it's like, because I know I'm going to get it on the other side. I'm going to do the same thing, and that ref's not going to call it because it's so consistent. What we're getting now is like, how are you judging the next technical?
yeah.
So what? Like, there's no scale, right? So
the thing is,
it's very
Porzingis
objective.
in his life was probably never called for that.
That's
right?
it. It's very objective. I
Like,
guess.
and Morris are really good at sort of like
yeah, he's like the
getting
best,
under guys' skins.
the best at it.
They're kinds of guys like that. Udonis has them. They're on the court for that reason.
Yeah,
They're the badasses of the team.
They're
They,
the Brad
they cause
Marshalls.
trouble.
The Brad
Yeah.
Marshalls of the league.
Well, with less skill.
Yeah, Brad Marshall is actually like a 100-point scorer.
But we're gonna get to an interview where we talk to a guy with a ton of skill, ex-Alouette, Marco Brouillette, one of our favorite podcast friends. One of the
Well,
original.
he's 2019 guest of the year.
Absolutely.
He's 2019 guest of the year.
He's on there for
and,
2022. We have to get a trophy for this year.
I know
2020.
we will.
One that's really big and annoying that guys got to take home, and
Yeah,
like,
they
their
have to-
wives will get pissed at them.
And they have to display it.
yeah,
They
absolutely.
have to display it.
So Marco Brouillette will be on display for all of us
An
in
atrocity.
this interview
Exactly.
coming up next.
This show is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub, home of the best rubs in town, and La Sauce barbecue sauce. Peace.
Just like Robert Kraft, I can't resist a good rub down, and Mike's barbecue sauce is the best rub down in town.
So visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 promo code for 10% off on all individual bottles. That's Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off. And don't forget to rub your meat peas.
That extra second was just to piss Eagle off. We are back. We have ex-Alouette, current TSN employee, Marco Brouillette, joining us. How's it going, Marco?
Very well. Just need to clarify. I'm a freelancer, no employer-employee relationship. They can't hold me down.
So they
I'm
canned
free
you.
to
They
say
fired
whatever I
you.
want.
Just straight up. You know what? That means you're free to work for Hot Sauce Sports.
Exactly.
Just
because
saying.
now you're not going to be working for them.
Well, yeah, I mean, not in the foreseeable future, all because of Randy Ambrosi.
Your boy. So Marco, a couple weeks ago, he put his name up for to be the commissioner of the CFL
Awesome.
on Twitter, which is official.
Yeah, I mean, that's where most elections are held anyway, right? As
Exactly.
far as I know.
So Marco, we like to play commissioner for a day.
Yeah.
So for you, it's commissioner for life, right?
Listen, it would be a privilege for me to act as commissioner of the CFL. Unfortunately, I don't think the Board of Governors and owners would be interested in having a pro-player commissioner. I think that's bad
Fair.
for business on their end. So I think it's a little bit more wishful thinking than everything. But, hey, I'm not hard to find. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Grindr, whatever you want.
I've often visited your profile
Yes,
on Grindr,
on Grindr
almost
as
as
well.
much as I visited your Carabin photo when you played for the University of Montreal Carabin.
Which we have on screen right now for everybody to see.
Fun fact for you guys, most visited profile in Carabin website history.
Don't doubt it. Don't doubt it. Smoke show right there. Smoke show.
He was a pretty man back in the day.
Yeah.
If Tinder existed when you were young, you would have picked up so many girls with this picture.
No, Marco was a taken man at the time.
Oh, my God.
That
From
wasn't
back
the
then.
question.
Jeez. Marco, going back to the pseudo-serious commissioner campaign, it's not a terrible idea. You are a lawyer, which is something they look for in league commissioners. You are Canadian, which is important for the CFL because
You speak both languages.
Americans don't want to earn Canadian dollars. And on top of that, I mean, you are pro player, but have you ever thought of doing the A-Rod turn, just
Yeah.
stabbing everyone in the back?
Yeah.
Well, it seems to be working out for him.
I know,
he's
right?
got a good thing going on,
He's
got
not a
life pretty well
freelancer.
Figured out. But I mean, listen, there was a lot of excitement and enthusiasm when Randy Ambrosi was first named commissioner, especially given the fact, that he used to be a player. But the issue is, I think he was so far removed from the game that it didn't really matter. He wasn't in touch with what was going on in locker rooms. He wasn't in touch with the realities that the players nowadays are facing across the league, whether they be Canadian or American. And I think that the CFL is a business model that, compared to other professional sports, would thrive if both the teams and the players work together and cooperate and we're on the same page, as opposed to being viewed as opponents. And I understand in the context of labor negotiations and the CBA, there's going to be some back and forth. But I really think that in order for the league to be successful, everybody needs to be on the same page. And I think one way to do that is to explore revenue sharing between players and the league, because now you've got players who actually have some skin in the game, you know?
I mean, we've seen that success in the NBA. I mean, it's just like players put in, the players will put in a lot more if they know that they're getting a piece of the pie.
Oh, absolutely, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And I think there are a lot of changes as well that can be made as far as how the American players are treated. Right now, a lot of those American guys strictly see the CFL as a stepping stone, and then you have, these one-year contracts where it's hard for teams to build continuity in their roster. There's just so much turnover from year to year. The average guy, and I mean, I'm just pulling stats out of my ass here, but I would imagine that the average American or Canadian that has a 7 or 8 year, CFL career probably plays for a minimum of 3 to 4 teams. Now, in a 9-team league, those aren't great numbers.
Yeah. It's a good point. I mean, when you have, it's kind of like there's a little bit no stability, right, Mark?
Absolutely. You want teams to have guys around so they can develop, so they can have their clear guys. I mean, you look at the success of the Alouettes. in the early 2000s and the rest of that era, you look at that team, they had continuity at almost every single position, and that's one of the reasons. I mean, they were a talented team, no doubt.
Yeah, of course.
But I think that played into it, and that was a major part of their success for so many years.
Mark, the CFL went ahead and canceled their season due to the pandemic. Do you think this is related to teams trying to control costs with nothing to earn at the gate? And how do you think this bodes for the future of the CFL?
Well, there are several different factors that play into that. I think one of the biggest ones is the fact that you have community-owned teams and you also have privately owned teams. Now, the privately owned teams are the ones that aren't very profitable. You're thinking of Toronto, Montreal, BC. Hamilton's in decent financial shape, but I feel like there wasn't much of an urgency for those teams to want to play this season, especially given the fact that, like you mentioned, it is such a gate-driven league. Yeah. And regardless if they play games or not, if they couldn't have fans in the stands, the TV revenue wasn't enough. But I do still believe that, either way there would have been losses. Teams would have been incurring losses. But when you have a community-owned team, I think it's much easier to digest those losses as opposed to a private team where really now you're going into you're going directly into the owner's pockets. And a lot of these guys are businessmen who, they learn to not make decisions, especially business decisions, based on emotion. And so I feel like there was some pressure within closed doors from those teams, from those privately owned teams, to not move forward with the proposed plan, because I'm convinced that if all it took was $30 million from the federal government to get this up and running, there was enough money sitting around that table when they had the owners meeting to pitch in and come up with that $30 million, regardless if they got federal government aid or not.
So, so obviously we joked around about you being the commissioner, but if it's a possibility, it's a possibility. But wouldn't it be almost to the owner's benefit to have maybe a former player in there? I know you've been a player rep, so are you still working for the CFLPA? Or are you still on board?
Unofficially, I do speak to them and consult with them on different issues, but I'm still very close with the leaders over there, especially Brian Ramsey, who's been the executive director for several years now. John Bowman, one of my very close friends, and recently voted in as a vice president.
Oh, really?
So,
wow.
Yeah. So, the union's in great shape. I think what really needs work is the relationship between the players and the teams. And like I mentioned earlier, I think we need not only a former player, but a recently, retired player, somebody who's still in touch, somebody who still has the pulse of the locker rooms, who understand what's actually important to these guys and really understands, what's going on across the locker rooms in the league.
Marco, just to take things in a lighter direction for a second, you've heard of a shout out, right? You know what a shout out is?
I sure have.
Yeah. So we have an intern. He says he's a big fan of you, and he remembers seeing you play quarterback, and he remembers you from your time at the Carabin. But because he's our intern, you can't give him a shout out. You have to give him a shout down.
Yeah, you got to tell him how worthless
I need you to tell him how unworthy he is of your existence.
Wow.
Yes.
An intern. That's the lowest level of
It
scum.
is. Absolutely.
I think that's even worse than a rookie. Or at least the rookie's getting paid, He might be carrying your jock around, and you might tape him to the goalpost and give him a golden shower after a hot two-a-day.
Yeah.
But at least,
it's lower than that. Lower than a golden shower on a hot day. Golden shower. It's straight up just everything, his whole existence is just straight swamp ass.
Yeah,
Everything we
exactly.
can think of that involves swamp ass.
I mean, he works
that's his
hard,
life.
but we don't want him. We don't want him to know.
We don't want him to know that we appreciate him, so we need
Yeah.
to shout him down at all turns. So,
Yeah.
so what would you tell him to remind him
His
that
name-
he's not worthy of your presence?
His name is Alex.
Yeah.
Alex the intern. We like to call him.
Gosh, Alex, I don't even want you hearing my voice right now. I want you to go home. I want you to go into the wastebasket in your bathroom, fish out the bloodiest tampon you can find, and shove it in your ears so you don't listen to my voice anymore because you're not worthy of it.
That's perfect.
That's perfect.
We're
I
gonna make
mean,
sure we clip that and send it
Yes,
to him
yes,
so he
yeah.
can send it out on the internet.
I'm gonna set it so every morning he gets it as like his alarm.
Mhm.
That'll be his alarm. Imagine how worthless you would feel if every morning you heard that.
Pep talk for Marco.
Holy fuck!
Yeah.
Marco, you should sell that, man. Imagine like those CEOs that like to be like punished.
Mm-hmm.
They like to be like kicked down because they're too powerful, but in their their shitty lives they like to be disrespected. You should like sell it to those guys.
Yeah.
They like having their scrotum stomped on
Yeah.
by 6-inch heels.
Like those stupid videos I send you guys all the time in our group chat.
But you know what you
Listen,
could actually do? You can have a Cameo account and actually record personalized messages for people where
Oh,
you just
wow.
insult the fuck out of them.
Oh
Can
yeah,
we-
true. I did that. I got I paid $20 for Goldberg, the Mike Goldberg, the UFC announcer.
The way you spend your money is bizarre to me.
No, I did. It was my. It was. There's two brothers. It was classic. It was two brothers. Our Marco and I. their names are Eric and Mark, and they. I sent them like to go fuck themselves and fuck their mother, basically.
Mhm. What if
was
we do
funny.
this, Marco? Would you be in to help us fund a new hot sauce venture? It's called it's a playoff cameo. It's called Ripio, where basically
Wow.
people pay celebrities to rip into them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like the sound of that. I'm interested on getting on
There we
the
go.
ground floor on that one.
First
good thing you're
investor, there we
good thing you're a investor, partner. He's a lawyer.
It's
We
true.
yeah, he
Oh my
knows-
God, we need that.
He knows how to read.
I,
We need one of those. We need one
Yeah.
person who knows how to read.
Yeah, one guy. So Marco,
I
what
need
do
some
you
equity. I need some skin in the game, boy.
what do you have planned the rest of the night, the rest of the week? You want to play golf? I know you're scared of me on the links. I know that for sure.
Oh, gosh, it's too bad. I got this dog shit thing called a job that I got to deal with.
Mm. Very unfortunate.
Ruining
Very
my life,
unfortunate.
really. But here's the good news. It does afford me the luxury of taking a sweet underpantless stroll on this beautiful midsummer night
I love
down
it.
to the Couche-Chart on the corner of De La Montagne and Notre Dame West.
Oh, that's
I'm
a good
going
one.
to slide my mask on. Might be a little muffled as I walk in there. Speaking of the mask, not the muff.
Mm.
I'm going to go in there. I'm going to grab a nice 15-pack of crisp, refreshing Michelob Ultras. 'Cause that's what I do.
Oh,
I'm an
15
athlete,
pack.
but I like
I'm
to
an-
drink beer.
You
So
got
I
to get
drink
Pabst. You
Michelob
got to get
Ultra.
if you're an athlete, you got to get Pabst. I mean,
So many
well,
calories.
PBR, man, PBR. You got to really bloat up carbs. You know what I mean?
I will say, because this is be a weird scenario, Marco, that you're actually covering your face more than your junk. For
Yeah.
the first time ever.
That is true. I should have brought two masks.
It's a balls mask. So
Maybe-
I gotta ask, on days you're not going commando, are you like a briefs guy, boxer guy? Do you have the boxers with the balls pocket? Like, is that your thing? Like the sax kind that hold your nuts?
Marco's like a compression shorts guy all the time.
I see.
I am a full underwear, Calvin Klein, just real banana hammock, just nice, tight and snug. No boxer shorts because they roll up on the underside,
Fair enough.
I have to wear boxes or my legs rub together and then I really get thunder thighs.
Oh, that's annoying. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the worst.
Which leg you talking about there, Tara? The old thunder stick?
Yeah, the second leg is rubbing against the third leg.
The thunderstick rubs off on both legs, chafing both legs. It's terrible.
Exactly. There's all kinds of.
Then you
shit.
gotta just lean on the mid piece.
That's it. I just
At
like
all
a
times.
tripod.
At all times.
Yeah,
Marco,
but-
thank you
yeah,
for
but-
joining us. So hope to have you in our lineup soon. Maybe we'll get Marco Brouillette show Mob Mentality. MOB.
Mob mentality.
Mob Mentality. I like it.
I like the MOB Bukkake corner as well, the Brouillette Bukkake corner.
There we go. That's a good one too. We can break down porn.
Yeah. Oh.
We got
we go. I like
we
that.
Well, no,
We
we
got
don't
a
break
lot
it
of
down.
options.
We review it like break
Like
it
game
down.
tape.
Like the game tape.
Yeah. We look at the form.
X's and O's kind of thing. You know?
Absolutely. First ever game tape on porn.
Do
Level
you think
of
this makes you more or less qualified to be commissioner for the CFL?
I think I reach a broader audience, especially
There we go.
if we review a very diverse range pornography. Then we can really attract new fans in this league.
It's 2020. You got to be sex positive.
That's it. You got to be open. I mean,
Yeah.
any closed-minded people in 2020 canceled. You don't want to
the
get canceled.
halftime show. New evolution of the whole break.
I don't know what he's talking
Don't
about.
know where you're going with that, Eagle.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Thanks, Marco. We appreciate it, buddy.
Talk to you soon, bud.
Talk to you soon. I love you.
All right, boys. Alex, second fat one. See ya.
This show is brought to you by Mike's BBQ Rub, home of the best rubs in town and last sauce, barbecue sauce, please.
Absolutely. They will get you satisfied in 12 seconds or less, just like Rick Pitino at that restaurant.
So visit Mike's BBQ Rub, MTL.com, and use Hot Sauce 10 promo code for 10% off on all individual bottles. That's Hot Sauce 10 for 10% off. And please don't forget to rub your meats.
5, 4, 3.
That was an excellent interview with Marco Brouillette. We clearly did that in order, and absolutely it just happened. Marco, that was awesome. I especially loved when he ripped our intern. That made me very happy.
It was probably one of the funniest.
Terry, this is a special episode.
30 seconds of my life. Yes.
Special episode. We have
as you
two
can hear in the
guests today. First guest was Marco Brouillette, who we just talked to in
What's up, boys?
Our second guest is Graphite.
What's up, boys? It's been so
Duke?
long.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm picking up dog shit as we speak. It's incredible.
So,
Nice.
David, our graphicist, our 25% owner of this beautiful company we call Hot Sauce Sports.
25%. I thought it was way less. Amazing. Amazing.
Oh, no, actually, no,
Every
we
single time you
wait,
guys call
10%.
me,
we
I'm
did. I'm
25%.
taking 30. You have 20. That's what it is.
25%.
Yeah.
Of what? Of nothing?
We have we have a lot of sweaters and T-shirts.
You get a quarter of them.
Yeah, we have a quarter of those.
Oh my god! Yeah,
I got-
You
What's
get 25% off the 10% of
Mike's
BBQ.
BBQ Rub. What else? You get 25% off the 25% of Chetty's sauce. And yeah, so I mean, whatever.
There we go.
Something there. It's nothing. Not nothing.
It's
I
sauce.
could always use Chetty sauce in my life.
Exactly.
So Duke, we're
up, boys?
we're gonna ask you to join us today. You used to be on the show all the time, as
Yeah,
we know,
all the
but
time.
as Hot Sauce is growing, you gotten busier. You're picking up dog shit. Can you do the game like when you look up at clouds and you say what it looks like?
Yeah,
What does your dog shit look like right now?
Yeah. What
When I
look
you're-
at
you're
the
asking-
clouds.
No,
You're
you know, like
asking
when
me
you
to
look at a
look up
cloud,
at
like that's a
clouds
lion.
to
Do that with the dog shit. Like, what's the shape of the dog
Okay,
shit?
yeah. What's the shape of your dog shit?
It's not bad. I would say it's in the shape of a linguine.
Oh,
a
nice.
single
Linguine.
strand of linguine
One
with,
single
with a little
flat.
bit of mushroom sauce on top.
The flat single.
Linguine, though. Are you sure it's a number 9? Are you sure it's not like a number 7 or something?
It just came out weird, but I don't know what to tell you.
But linguine, is that the flat ones or is that
Flat.
the small round ones?
Linguines aren't
Oh, no,
super
not flat. They're
flat,
like
but
the
they're tinier. So
Okay.
there's
Okay.
capellinis, then
Oh,
there's
okay, yes.
linguinis, there's spaghettini, spaghetti.
Linguine.
And
Okay,
then you start
okay.
getting into the more flat ones like
Yeah,
the
it's like
fettuccines,
fettuccinis.
tagliatelle.
It's
Okay,
not quite
okay.
fettuccine.
Okay, that's what it is.
Um,
But nobody is quite fettuccine. That's
Nobody
the
is.
thing.
point.
There's only
I
one.
mean,
There-
there's-
it's like Highlander. There can only be one.
There can
fettuccine.
only be
There can
one
only- there can only be
fettuccine.
one.
So we're gonna get to rapid fire. Duke, you're gonna join us in on this one. Eagle's gonna do
Okay.
the terrible reading, but you're gonna give opinions. Let's go,
Okay.
Eagle.
Rapid fire. First one we got anger management. Don Mattingly took issue with a terrible call in the Marlins game and went off in a tirade. The empty stadium allowed us to hear literally everything.
Oh, I
Duke, this
didn't
might
see
be a
this.
problem, but let's see how it happens.
With that being said, I mean, I think has there been a change in philosophy somewhere along the way? Because last year we talked about how good this offense was, and as we got some more jawing going on there. But we talked last year about how good this offense was, and a big part of it was they didn't strike out.
It's a fucking
We're going to
joke.
have our argument with a mask on here coming. Yep, James Hoy and Don Mattingly. Mattingly wanted to know where the last pitch was.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You fucking let him know, Don. Fuck these refs. No one cares about these refs. He sounds like the kind of guy that goes to a restaurant and gets mad because you're telling him not to
It's true.
I'm not gonna do it.
See, this is the only part of baseball that should be on TV.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Tell
oh,
us
now
more.
you're going to hear everything. Yeah, because baseball's so boring otherwise.
I also love
I'm
that.
actually surprised that you got into an argument because, like, based on the baseball I've watched, man, no one really gets in arguments now because there's no
No-
crowd or anything.
yeah,
It's
but
like,
Don Mattingly doesn't give a fuck,
he doesn't
man.
give
Yeah.
a fuck.
Also,
Oh, man, that guy's got big dick energy.
I have questions though. I have questions because like I see him like struggling with the mask, constantly putting the mask under his nose, and every time I see someone putting the mask under their nose, it's always the age range of Don Mattingly. So like, if the baby boomers are supposed to be the greatest generation, maybe learn how to put on a fucking mask.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus Christ.
All right,
I
next
get it,
one.
man. I mean, you don't want to fucking smell yourself, right?
Low blow. Instagram model AJ with a very weird spelling appeared on a podcast recently to talk about how she was busy with an entire NBA basketball team.
So the
That's
girl-
the nicest way I could phrase
The girl
it.
that she's with is notorious for banging rappers.
There we go.
So they're like the best 1-2 punch.
My birthday
I
is
don't know
Memorial Day
who
weekend.
Biffy is, but
On my
I can
birthday,
understand the
I seen them
frustration.
all
with
at
stripping.
There's a clip playing, Duke. Listen.
One team.
Okay.
She's so shy. It's so cute,
I know,
baby.
like,
Shit. And I don't know. I was getting fucked in a hotel room. They all pulled up, and I sucked their
Put
dick.
the mic down.
The whole team.
7.
7 basketball players in a row?
Mm-hmm.
How was that?
I was fucked
my
up.
God.
I didn't fuck any of them though.
She's done.
What happened to the nuts?
Swallowed.
All of them.
Yeah.
So she
Did
fucked
nothing
7
happen? You didn't
basketball
have like
players.
a weird reaction in your
No,
stomach
she
or anything?
No, I passed
Blew
out.
7
so
basketball players at once.
You're almost making it sound like you were
Well,
too
it's
fucked
probably
up to
good
be
for your
sucking
vocal
7
cords.
dicks.
Yeah.
And also, you were getting
No.
fucked by somebody else right before this?
Yeah, they walked in mid me getting fucked.
But I mean,
How did they
depends on
walk
who, right?
in? Where
If
were
it's,
you?
If it's that
in the
dude
hotel
Caruso
room, so
from
I
the
was
Light
fucking like
Lakers,
someone
man.
that works with the team, and
I
I know that team because I've
But
hooked
if
up
it's
with
Giannis,
them
man, then it's
before.
fucking over.
But they all pulled up.
Okay,
No,
shut
not
it
the
off.
whole team. Like
Okay.
a few of them. They all
Wait,
just
one
pulled
sec,
up.
dude.
They knew I was in
'Cause
there.
I
and they
know
were
I
like,
can't
let's
hear
get
you.
lit. And they were just sitting around the bed and they just rotated.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yo, they all love you.
So you don't look
Totally.
back. Do you look back at this as a positive memory?
Yeah, I don't care. It was lit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I respect
She's
that.
just nervous right now.
Yeah, she's nervous now.
Yeah. After she's just revealed to the like that's Pirate Jumper. It's a huge podcast. He has like 1 million downloads. They just revealed to 1 million people.
We
that
now
she-
know, by the way, it was the Phoenix Suns,
Oh,
and
makes
that
sense.
Devin Booker was first.
Do we know
Wow.
for real?
Yep.
How do
Well, I
we know?
wouldn't be
She
surprised.
she
with Devin
screenshotted
Booker,
a text
you know.
message. Where she
You know what? Good on him for being the first guy.
yeah.
Like
You're
you
the
don't want
star.
to be the 7th guy.
You're the star, man.
You don't want to be the okay in the NBA.
What do you mean? Being the 7th guy is the best because that means it's all creamy and stuff. It's
What the
you
fuck?
could just slip it in.
No. First of all, it's not. They didn't bang her. She blew them.
Ah, okay, I see what you mean.
She blew
Well,
all
I mean,
7 of them.
Wow, it's kind of
And they busted in her mouth.
It's kind of like putting some cereal in the bowl after a couple of
You know what? How
a
many?
couple of extra cereals. You know
That's
what
good.
I'm
That's a good point because
extra cereals.
I always reuse the milk in the second
Yeah.
bowl.
She's just
Yeah.
using the milk.
Yeah.
saying?
That's all it
Especially
is.
if you eat some Lucky Charms, bro. Like after the 3rd bowl, man.
Yeah, they're extra
milk,
sugary.
The milk is just sugar.
Yeah.
I want to take this. I want to take this moment to say maybe Damian Lillard wasn't the MVP of the bubble because after this happened on Memorial Day, which is much before this,
Yes.
the Suns then
May.
went on to the bubble and went undefeated.
Ah.
So, real MVP.
Wow.
AJ.
AGAU. Whatever.
Folked
Fucking
up
guy.
with an O. The Hornets have suspended broadcaster John Fokker for a racial slur. Fokker, I guess, for a racial slur that he appears to have accidentally mistyped on Twitter.
What did he say?
I
What'd he
don't
say?
know.
Well, instead of nuggets, it was another word that started with an N.
No way.
Correct.
So your
Nibbler.
phone
Denver N-words.
autocorrected to that.
That means he must be writing that word
Often.
so many fucking times
That it showed up.
that it showed up. Absolutely.
Is that how autocorrect works?
Yeah, the more you type it, the more likely.
No. So the autocorrect gives you the most likely word that you're trying to say, but if you use that word a lot, it'll suggest it to you.
Okay.
So he probably didn't realize that it came out that way because his phone is so used to typing it.
I don't know what word you guys are talking about. Can someone say it out loud?
No, it's okay. We're not going to say it out loud.
We're not gonna say it out loud.
But I think you can understand which word we're talking about.
So
No,
the
I don't know.
the Hornets have suspended him. I think that's a pretty normal reaction. The dude apologized. Look, at some point you gotta give guys a second chance. Hopefully he learns how to use his fucking phone.
Yeah.
And maybe don't type racial slurs all the time into your phone.
Exactly.
That's all you gotta do.
The Denver
Tin-
Pineapples.
Tin Cub. Peas and Terry, you guys have been playing a lot more golf recently.
Yes.
You're not very good at it.
I mean,
So-
everybody sucks at golf. I don't care who you are.
Not Tiger Woods. He's
No,
pretty good.
there's actually 3 people in the world that don't suck at golf. And it's on a
Which
rotational
Koepka?
basis. No, it's on a rotational
Okay,
basis.
fair.
So there was Jack Nicklaus at one point. He sucks at golf now. Tiger
says?
Woods sucks at golf now.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
Who says?
I'm saying it right now because I fucking played 30 rounds of golf this year, and it's impossible that anybody is that fucking good at this sport. It's the hardest fucking sport of all time.
30 rounds of golf this year.
I'm like at 25.
Makes you a fucking pro.
No, I've broken 100
nowhere
twice.
close.
I've broken 100 twice. I'm ranging between like 102 and 102.
Who's counting the fucking points?
Me.
I'll tell you who's not fucking
Because
good.
I'm a fucking athlete.
I'll tell you who's not good
I
at
don't
golf.
believe
Bryce DeChambeau.
Oh, Bryce
never
DeChambeau.
been good. Never will be good.
But
Terrible.
he calculated things to be good.
Yeah.
And now he's actually not as sucky as the rest of the sucks.
So
Fair.
all that to say, we have some advice here on Twitter for you.
The 3 best players right now.
Over the bleachers. He banged one off the Sloan tarp. And it's a hole in one. Put that on TikTok or whatever they call it.
What do you mean, whatever they call it?
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, that's what they call it.
Did he aim it there?
He just smacked it.
Oh, he didn't aim it there. Okay. That'd be crazy.
I hate when like
Duke didn't see that. So Duke, a guy home runs in practice.
I saw everything.
Oh, you did everything.
Yeah. So basically, I hate when old school announcers refer to, and what we're talking about for also the audio audiences, guy hits a home run in batting practice, it bounces off some shit and lands in a garbage can. And they're talking about put that on TikTok or whatever you call it. I hate when old school guys do that.
They
You know it's
pretend
called TikTok.
They pretend like they don't know
Yeah.
but they have like 14 granddaughters that have it and they know exactly what it is because Trump has spoken about it.
It reminds me, who's that Montreal broadcaster I hate?
Elliot Price.
Elliot Price.
I don't know why.
I
The guy's a
specifically remember the day he was talking about, because what am I going to do? Post it on Twitter? Yeah, because back then everyone was posting
And
on
now-
Twitter. That's
and
why
now-
you were still local and everyone else was fucking
And
national.
now Elliot Price is great.
Garbage.
He's good on Twitter.
No, he's garbage at everything.
What do you not like?
Garbage.
So,
I hate Elliot Price.
going to that trick shot that went to the garbage can, I saw it
Yeah.
this morning, and I got a theory about this. There's fucking magnets in that ball and magnet in the garbage can. There's no fucking way that's possible.
Well,
no fucking way that this guy aimed it and it hit his seat. It hit the backboard, hits the seat, goes in the garbage can.
So
Also,
what?
this fucking
It's
garbage
just
can
as
is
likely-
probably a Muppet under there fucking moving.
It's actually just as likely as hitting it anywhere else in the home run because it's just that he didn't put it. He didn't. It's unlikely that he aimed it there, but it's likely that it went there.
The only likely outcome is maybe the tarp is like slanted to
Yeah.
one side.
Guys, you
so
don't get
it'll
it.
roll
You don't get it.
towards
Duke's onto
it.
something. It's a conspiracy. We
Magnets.
already saw it in the original Space
You're a fucking
Jam
magnet.
where they got Michael Jordan to get a hole in one on a golf course.
It's a good point. It's a good point.
Last one.
Yeah, it's all Michael
shove
Jordan's
it.
fault.
Yeah.
So we have footage right now from last year's NBA Finals. The
Let's
post-game
not play the footage just
celebration.
because Duke can't see it and it gets annoying. Eagle, you read it, I'll explain it, and then we'll go into a rapid fire.
Yeah,
I wanna
so
see it.
essentially, there's been a whole lawsuit alleged that the sheriff was assaulted by the Raptors team president. Clearly not the case when you look at the body cam footage here. So I have it available.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah. Something happened to me when I was watching this. I was thinking of shit. As he's trying to pull out his credentials.
And let's not forget that cop sued Urigi.
Yeah.
Nigeria. What is that?
Ujiri. Masai Ujiri.
Clearly assaulted.
Yeah,
right?
and the
Yeah.
worst part is he didn't even let him pull out his credentials. Okay, you don't know who he is. It's a random guy walking through whatever. He thinks he's in a suit. He's important, right?
Which,
But
by
he
the
has his
way, that's
credentials in
no
his
excuse. You're literally at the NBA Finals. You think you know who should be on the court and who shouldn't.
Yeah,
be.
but it's the states are always in fear of
Fine.
like terrorist attacks and stuff like that. So the cops are always on fucking edge all the time. And this guy just walks up, but he didn't even have time. He didn't even ask him, "Hey, can I help you?" He just started pushing him. He didn't have time to pull out his credentials.
Yeah, he's a salty Warriors fan.
And
Yeah,
not only that,
exactly,
But
pretty
like
much.
we've also seen in the past few months that not only are the United States terrified of something like a terror attack, but they're terrified of their own citizens who happen to be the same color as Masai Ujiri.
Exactly.
So they're literally trained to look out for guys who look like Masai Ujiri.
Exactly.
It's you know what, Duke? Honestly, this would really bother me if it would have happened in another arena like Madison Square Garden, because then it would once again reaffirm that Masai Ujiri will never work for the Knicks.
Hey, are we still talking about magnets in the baseball?
Sure, yeah, why not?
Duke, you're going to join us for this final segment as Eagle plays us out. Eagle, what's the name of this episode of Hard Knocks?
So there is no official name, so I've come up with one.
Yeah.
Episode 2, Back to Normal, but not for the rookies.
Oh, okay. This is good. This is good. So back to
it.
normal, not for the rookies. Rookies used to getting all kinds of girls in the room. So now it's back to normal, but not for the rookies. So the normal being is that they have to stay in their rooms and play PlayStation all day while the The veterans bang their girlfriends.
Oh, also highlight of the show, Justin Herbert. He comes in there like an eager beaver. He's like, I can't wait to carry some bags. Can't carry bags. Social distancing.
Exactly.
Fuck off, Herbert. Go carry a clipboard or some shit.
Yeah, go carry a clipboard that you disinfected very cleanly, but also while the veterans are banging your girlfriend.
Absolutely. And Sean McVay singing God Bless America while the veterans bang the girlfriends.
Duke, what do you think it is?
I blame the strippers, man.
Poignant point as usual from Duke the Graphite. That was Duke joining us on Zoom. That's Terry losing his shit. Eagle, you've been Eagle. I've been Peas. You've been listening to Hot Sauce Sports. There we go, boys. That's another one in the can.
Taking a dump, by the way. I don't know if you know that.
I can tell by the echo.
He's taking a dump.
What shape is it?
Yeah, you don't want to know, bro.
Tell me, bro.
The linguine.
The linguine.